Security whoops his ass up and down the steps.
To be fair, there's like a 7-foot wall
Yeah, he almost
that he
made
somehow almost got over.
almost made it, man. And so we're like security grabs him, and I'm just like, oh, this isn't gonna go. Oh, oh.
They
It's
say
like,
this.
like and that was another one of the times that was not as deep and emotional, but the fever was the fever was there. It was just I could tell that if we keep doing what we're doing, that it's going to connect because the kids again who were coming to our shows, who they appreciated Killer Mike, they appreciated LP, but it was just something about the mixture. It was something about it together that just caused this stir and this fever. And I knew then I was like, wow, kids are really going to fucking nut the fuck up. And since that day, it's been happening. And you know, shit, thank God they did.
But going back to that night in Ferguson, same themes and rallying against the same injustices since 2013, and these are
So we're not helping, is what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying it's yeah, guys.
What's the deal? Sorry.
Is it like I mean, that must be frustrating for you guys. That
Run the Jewels 3 was hard for that.
Yeah.
I was dying every other week on the American news, and I remember calling him at points like, I just can't come up. I can't come up to record. I love you too much. What I'm seeing on TV is going to make me take anger out on you that's not even due for you. But there were just times during the recording of Run the Jewels 3, I was paralyzed. Like I was so, because I'm a dad. Like besides just being a black man, like I'm a dad. I got 4 little black children running around. I'm just like, every time they go out the door, and I'm the son of a police officer as well. And my cousins are police officers. So I find myself often in the middle of this shit storm of shit. You know, I'm just like, fuck, like, agents of the state are killing black children. My cousins happen to be agents. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So there were just moments of heaviness for me that were just like, wow, but we pushed through, and I'm glad we did. But like El said, like back to the shit talking, punch you in your face rap. The most therapeutic thing for me this year has been able to just be in a room, literally brave enough to remain an individual, to be brave enough not to fall into.
Pretty much 79% of the time, incredibly stoned, and
Yep.
mostly just that they're not really being too picky about who fucks with them. They're not being too picky about the details, about who's down for evil. And I think that presenting Run the Jewels as a couple of ne'er-do-well idiots stumbling their way, but trying to kind of do the right thing when the chance presents itself is more applicable to the way we need to move. We need to stop breaking down our allegiances based on the minutia of the way that people talk, think, look at shit. You have to get rid of that shit. We are being way too motherfucking specific about what we want goodness to be. Because goodness has to be a little bit more forgiving than that. We have to get our shit together. We have to bring in the ne'er-do-wells and the dirty motherfuckers and the dudes that are stumbling their way around and who aren't saying the right thing but have the right hearts. And we need to embrace those people. That's what Run the Jewels is. That's what Jewels will be.
well said.
Because, like I said, the other side is damn sure not being too specific about the criteria for the way they want to run shit. So we need to fight that shit.
Amen. And earlier I asked you about like the mind-blowing moments from your perspective. I think for a lot of UK Run the Jewels fans, a mind-blowing moment from the fans' perspective was Glastonbury, God, 2017, I suppose it would have been.
When Corbin introduces?
Well, I just want to go, before we go before we go any further, I just want to say thanks, just to speak on behalf of London for a second. Thanks for dedicating that set to Grenfell, because that was an amazing thing to do. Yeah, that was an amazing, as a UK fan, that was something amazing to witness. What are your memories of that day, and how does that rank for you in terms of your experiences on UK soil?
Crazy day for us. It was a really difficult day for us. Mike's mother had passed away a few days before that show. So we were on tour. Mike's mother had passed. She was ill and she passed. And Mike had to go home. He had to fly home. And so we, of course, we were like, well, that's it. That's not, we're not doing a show. And And then I got the text, I'm coming. And
Yeah, I miss her, because we were.
hey, hold up. I love you for that, Mike.
Nah, thank you.
I do. Your mother died,
Yeah.
and you came back, and
Yeah.
you came back, and that was. And I don't think I would have. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have. And so there was a lot going on there. It was already, for us as Run the Jewels, it was already a very emotional situation. And you know what? I'm gonna just let you take that one.
Yeah, I had to stay. We had to stay in another part of Europe to do a meeting, so I ended up going home maybe a day later than I would have. And she died as we were on our way back. But I got a chance to talk to my friend Sleepy. For the people who've seen the television show Trigger Warning, my friend Sleep, who's one of the best moral people. I mean, man, I've never met a better moral drug dealer in my life. That's his past, though. But
Shout out to Sleep.
Yeah, Sleep went and saw my mom and FaceTime just so I could talk to her. She could hear my voice. But, man, my mom was naturally a rebel and an artist, but it tore me up not to have been there. But according to my wife's and our spiritual beliefs, when you transition, you're not gone. You're here. And all my ancestors are with me. My mother, my grandmother, her mother before her. But it hurt. It hurt not being there. But I knew that my mother was with me. And I knew that it was my duty to get back and jump on that stage. And I knew, and I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And she's never going to not be with me. She's never going to not see me. I spent 9 months in the womb of a 16-year-old girl. And she produced one half of Run the Jewels. And I remember for most of my career, she pushed like, you should be bigger. Why aren't you bigger? Not in a way that was expectations, but just like I see the greatness in my son. Before I even saw it in myself, before I understood what I was supposed to be doing, I just wanted to sing and dance for a living. And I felt like getting on stage that day, looking at more people, and I think that was our biggest audience at that time I ever seen. I understood finally what she saw. I finally got it. Like, oh shit, Denise, this is what you mean. And I don't have to have a #1 single to do this. I don't have to do a record with a pop act to do this. All I have to do is be me. And all I have to do is be me and honest and true as one half of this group, and everything that was ever wanted for me will be given. Everything a mother ever could pray for her child has been delivered. Every single thing. And I know that even though in the physical she's not here, I know that in the spiritual realm, my mother still moves with me, still moves through me, and is still cheering this group on, and I sincerely appreciate it.
And then they were like, oh, by the way, Jeremy Corbyn's going to announce you.
And that's when Bernie Sanders called. Bernie called it. Yeah, he was like, Mike, you're going to meet Jeremy, and he's a nice guy. And I was thinking to myself, like, how the fuck do you know him? and then they were.
And how do you know that?
Yeah, and it turns out they were friends and alike in a lot of ways. And I don't know you guys' politics over here as well as I know our politics back home, but we got to vote for another president next year. I'm gonna be pushed in line for Sanders for no other reason, just because he seems to be a person that, like my group, connects people together who don't look alike, who don't think alike necessarily, who are not from the same place. But I encourage the worldwide for all of us to push past nationalism and to start to, when you hear the word anarchy, you think you think punk rock and wild shit. But true anarchists believe that the individual should be bigger than the state. And as individuals, you guys are so much more important than the state. As individuals, we're so much more important than our asshole president. As individuals, we have an opportunity to connect on a ground level in a way that diplomats and politicians never will. And I want to encourage us to keep doing that, because the world could use more empathy. The world could use less war. The world could use more proactive campaigns on the behalf of women and children. The world could use men that are understand and say to be sensitive. And we need to stop sending children off fight wars that old men ignite. You know, and I'm glad to, in some small way, have helped progress the thought of progression. You know, so Corbin introducing us that day, you guys being one of the strongest strongholds for Run the Jewels as a band, all of that to me helps in the bigger community, helps us solve some problems that we didn't set out to solve. We just wanted to rap and be badass. We didn't think about the fact I'm black, he's white, oh, it'd make the perfect group or balance. We were just friends. But it seems that our friendship has translated into real world time, and you guys get to give more to us to give back to the world. And again, like I've said after every question almost, like, I just appreciate it, man, because this wasn't planned.
And also, we're kind of like the Forrest Gump of rap groups. Like we're just wandering into these political situations and shit.
Yeah.
Like just being like, what's happening? And you know, we it's difficult. You know, we're really just about this. We're really just about being artists. So we're not really trying to be political like that. We can be political. Mike is political in his private time, but we're political in a sense that having an opinion or having empathy or having having some sort of opinion about what's going on is by nature political, but we certain when we wander out onto this stage in out here and there's 100,000 people. I'm not so deluded that I think that there were 100,000 people here to see Run the Jewels, but we were placed there. This man that, as far as we understood and as what we could comprehend, this man meant something similar to people that we understood and where we came from. This man meant something to you, and so for us, it was like we were asked if we wanted to do this, and we said, well, yeah, because it seems to me from everything that I can gather that the way that people feel, even if it's different slightly or if it changes, the way that people feel about this man right now is the thing that we are also aspiring to tap into, is the thing that we also believe in, whether or not the details ultimately match up, whether or not we know what's going to happen. Run the Jewels is just Jamie and Mike, one's from Brooklyn, one's from Atlanta, so we do not actually have anything bigger in mind than that, but it was a weird day, and also we met Banksy. Ha ha! I met Banksy. You don't know what he looks like. I know what he looks like.
Or her.
Sure. I fucked it up already. Or her. And what else happened? Anyway, it was a great day. This again, we're rambling too much, but honestly, this is, if anything, coming out here is the closest that we have to like a second home base outside of our country. So thank you guys for always being welcoming to us and supporting us and coming to our fucking shows. And we hope that you enjoy everything that we do going forward. We're busting our ass to make something fun and crazy for you guys.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
I'm just still a little bit stunned by the amazing Bernie impression, but anyways.
Oh yeah.
Go for it, do it again.
Hello, Mike. Mike, this is Senator Sanders. I mean, I'm just
He doesn't just call himself Bernie at this point.
I'm like, OG, what's up? Nothing. I just want to know how you're doing. Tell your wife happy birthday, and I look forward to seeing you on the campaign trail really soon.
But also, watch out for that Corbin asshole. He's a good guy, but he's a thief.
He never said that to me.
Stole my watch 10 years ago.
So if I don't ask a couple of questions about RTJ4, I'm probably going to get like assaulted on the way out of here. So what can you tell me about RTJ4? Okay, let me actually start off. It's been a minute.
Yeah. We toured really hard. Like when you start doing 150, 200 days a year, it beats your body up. And so, it was a matter of just letting our bodies kind of rest and reset.
In your mind.
In your mind, and getting in the space to, because it's easy to replicate the same thing over and over. So most artists can give you an album a year, and it's going to be the last album they did on repeat. And we really wanted to give some time to see, well, what do we want to do? Where do we want to go? So as we start recording, like, it's a bop, it's a wop. Like, motherfuckers going to have to move. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do it. It's not it's not it's not what I was expecting. You know what I'm saying? You should let him hear something. Yeah, at least something. You can do it rudimentary. You just play it through the mic or something.
Do you guys want to hear some little shit? Ever have played anybody anything from this record yet, and we're gonna work on this record until it's done. This shit may not even come out this fucking year. Are you sure you want to hear this shit? Because, all right, I'm gonna play it like 30 seconds.
All right, let's go.
Really? Which one? Wait, hold. What do you want to do?
I just close your eyes and point. Who gives a fuck? I think they're all jamming.
Really? Okay.
Back at it like a crack at it.
No?
Yeah.
Will this work? Hold on. Where's this?
Will it work?
Back at it like a crack addict, Mr. Black Magic, crack a bitch back, chiropractic, craftmatic, dick, daddy smoking dick, daddy in a black, alley in a black, granddaddy rolling down, old natty hair, nappy matty as a black, granddaddy all black, no cabin, fat black.
Okay, that's it. I can't play you anymore. I can't play you anymore. I'm legally not allowed to play you anymore.
That's gonna be ripped on the internet by the time we get home.
I'm okay with that length of rip.
Back at it like a goddamn crack addict, rolling down old natty in a black, granddaddy hair nappy as a black granddaddy.
Word.
There you go. You got your sneak peek. But yeah, from what you've said, like it sounds like you're having fun with it again.
We
Like,
are,
it's a light
we are.
record, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the fact of the matter, like the last record that we did we call it our blue record, and that sort of was reflected on the cover and the choice of the color, and it wasn't easy to make. There was a lot of emotion that went into that record, and so it was a sign of the times. It was kind of what was happening. We were making it right in the middle of a lot of turmoil in America, and while there was a lot of fun shit on there was also a lot of shit on there that meant a lot to us, and that's great. And we love that record. Feels a little bit more like bust through the wall and punch your grandmother in the face again. So, that's sort of what we're rolling with, and we'll see what happens. We don't know. We're working, but we're not stressing it. Like, the fact of the matter is, like you said, we toured for fucking almost 2 straight years off of that last record, and at a certain point, I started to notice that when I walked, the dust started squirting from my ankle. Like, and you gotta watch. We jump around. We're in our 40s. Like, goddamn, we're jumping around on stage. It's fucked up. We're jumping around more than young motherfuckers on stage, and So it took a lot. It's for us, it's like, we have the time to chill and to make something that we just really love, and we're trying to find that place again. But we're working our asses off to do it, and that's all we have going in our lives right now. It's making Run the Jewels 4. So it will come. The other thing that I will say about Run the Jewels 4 is it is the last of the number series. We have decided that it is no longer.
When did we decide that? We talked about it. I don't know if we
It's
decided.
the last.
I would go for Run the Jewels 5.
No, I'm just saying. It
Might be the last.
We might just. Well, here's the thing. We might just spell it like 5. Well, no, I mean, we don't know. I thought that we had agreed on something. Never mind. Don't worry about that shit.
Nah, I'm not mad at it though. I'm not. We wanted when we started to like Led Zeppelin, like EPMD, like Outkast. We wanted to make 4 classic albums first, so it was just easier to focus on the 4 classics than think about titles. So this will probably be the end of that quartet. You know what I mean? Of 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll argue over names.
And then just release Run the Jewels 5.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that it might be this year, it might not. Like, what's the current status of it?
The current state is that we're recording, man. We're writing and recording, and we're doing a lot of other shit that we can't announce right now, but I'll give you a hint. One of them is a fucking movie. That was a big hit, wasn't it?
Now we really got to go do the movie.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we're just chilling, man. Like honestly, when the record is done, the record is done. We'll put it out. We're not gonna put out any bullshit. We'll definitely put a song out before, or at least we'll put a song out or 2, this year. And at best case scenario is that we get it done like we want to and get it out this year. And worst case scenario is in early next year, and I hope that that's not the situation, but maybe it will be.
We're gonna get this motherfucker done. Yeah, that's the goal. Get it done and get it out. I miss y'all. I'm ready to get back on stages.
So we're running out of time, unfortunately, but just to kind of one last question to kind of bring it back to this amazing event tonight. I know it's hard because it must be like picking children, but there's so many amazing pieces of artwork up there. There's so many amazing tour posters. Is there a personal favorite, the Blade Runner one?
This is some Sophie's Choice shit right here.
Yeah, sorry, man.
There's a thing called all of them. I'm a fan of all of them. I'm amazed by a lot of the things I've seen. I'm amazed by the painting on the record. I'm amazed by the large scale of the black and white. I'm amazed by trap toys. I'm amazed by the amazing photos that they have a favorite for certain things. So I like to watch basketball with Mikey, who's my youngest. I like to watch skateboarding with Malik, who's my oldest. So I can say there's something about every piece of art up there that's truly dear to me and I'm endeared to. And I'm actually taking pictures going back saying I want my basement to look like this because you guys have done such a beautiful job. Please give a hand to the organizers of the event. Please give a hand to all of the artists who are participating in the event. Thank you guys. So I don't honestly think there's a favorite to be picked, but I will say of all the events that I've done in the past couple of months, this probably is my favorite event, and I really appreciate you guys.
I think that deserves another round of applause. Well, yeah, guys, we're out of time, but thanks so much for being here, supporting the event. Instagram it, tweet about it, because if you don't tweet about it, you're just leaving Twitter to all the Nazi mums. So
yeah, don't do that.
All right, give it up one more time. Run the jewels.
With the thousands of black cops in America. You never pick up the paper, turn on TV or the news, you see white folk crying because this black cop shot my loved one in the back of the head because he thought a cell phone was a gun. How come you don't think black cops is more spiritual? You think better call one? No. They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And the only reason they do to us what they do, because we tolerate it. Okay, I'm not telling you don't chastise the young, but I ain't seeing you chastise the old.
Real bad guy shit. Living like a villain, never chillin'. Heavy influence on your chillin'. Yeah, I woke up this morning to a cop with a gun who told me that he looking for a nigga on the run. I thought for a second and I screwed my face and asked some dirty pigs why the fuck you in my place. They said chill or we kill, this is a warning. Then I told them fuck you, where is boring. Then they got the punching and kicking and macing. Then the whole situation went Larry Davis. Thinking about my lady and thinking about my baby. Thinking these motherfucking pigs going crazy. They wanna kill a nigga cause a nigga on this rap shit. Wanna leave me dead on the mattress, Hampton. I'm a public enemy because I cold rampant. And I don't give a fuck about a party in the Hamptons. And I don't give a fuck about a motherfucking Forbes list. As far as I'm concerned, that's a motherfucking whores list. Motherfucker, my dad was a cop. You don't think I know a dirty ass cop when I see one? Shake down, take down, disrespecting the badge ass bitch. Back to the scene, going wild in the bedroom. Grabbed the cop's gun, left him leaking with a head wound. Second cop shot, but the bullet hit his partner. Shot him in the leg and he hit a main order. We now the dirty cops looking at me, talking about he kill a nigga if I try to split shit. I'm about to lose it, so he don't have to prove it. Cause the beat rap music, I've been labeled outlaw, renegade villain. So was Martin King, so the system had to kill him. A nigga with an attitude, the world gotta feel him. Educated villain, the tent don't live in. If I gotta kill a copper just to make it out of villain, that motherfucker getting left dead, no feelings. Yelling fuck him as I buck a 45 at his feelings. Trying to knock his brain through the motherfucking ceiling.
Hey bro, I'm in some trouble, okay? I gotta be gone for a minute. about my old man. It's real deep shit, man. It's fucked up. I shot a cop.
When I surface on the streets, I can hear the crowd yelling and see the neighborhood